says we're live. Hooray! That was quick. Hello everyone, we hope that you can hear us. We're here and we are the teaching team from the edcmooc. We're all sitting in our respective offices here at the University of Edinburgh, and we are just so excited that this is our very first hangout of the second run of the edcmooc, and really looking forward to spending the next hour discussing some of the really interesting stuff that's been going on in the MOOC so far this week, and hearing your comments and hopefully answering some questions that you might have about the MOOC or any of the content or anything like that. And with that, I think we should just get underway. I'm hoping that someone will tweet and tell us they can see us so that we know that for sure that we're here and visible. But in the meantime, I think we should just start making introductions. Oh, I can hear my video. That's all right. That's good. It's happening. Great. Okay, so it's definitely happening. Great. So I will go first and say that my name is Jen Ross, and I am going to chair today's hangout. We're each going to take it in turn each week to do a bit of chairing, and today is my turn. So I am a lecturer here in the School of Education at the University of Edinburgh, and I am the program director of our Masters in Digital Education program, which is a big online distance program, which has basically taught us everything we know about what we're doing now. So that's me, and I'll hand over to Sian to say hello.
Hi there, I'm Sian Bayne. I'm a senior lecturer in digital education here in the School of Education. Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine Sinclair. I'm a lecturer in digital education as well in the School of Education, and I'm also a graduate from the programme, the MSc in Digital Education. So I know all the tricks that students get up to.
Jeremy?
Hi, I'm Jeremy Knox. I'm a PhD student here at the School of Education, and I also do a bit of teaching on the Masters in Digital Education. And the topic of my research is MOOC, so I'm really interested in how these courses play out.
And last but not least, Hamish.
And therefore I must be Hamish Macleod, I think, this afternoon. I'm a senior lecturer here in the School of Education, also a member of the MSc team, and reliving the terrors of being in front of a camera again. This is utterly awful.
Yeah, we had our first experience of doing this back in February, and we only did 2 hangouts that time during the MOOC, but they seemed to be a really good opportunity for us to get together with you and just have a chat about the kinds of stuff that that's been going on, and so we decided to do one every week this time. Lucky you guys.
Sort of fed into this idea that that learners in the digital domain could then somehow be in control of the process, and the role of the teacher wasn't necessarily needed because there was this mastery over the use of technology by this kind of generational mastery over technology.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Jeremy, and I think it ties into the kind of turn towards the learner and learner-centred education that we've seen over the last, decade or so, and the turn toward constructivism and connectivism, and the focus on the learner and the learner's position within education, which has done some really important work in kind of rethinking old sort of didactic, sort of overly authoritative approaches towards education. But I think what we're seeing now is some interesting work coming through, which is critiquing that learnification or that learner-centeredness. So if people are kind of looking again at the role of the teacher and what the teacher brings to education, I think if people are interested in reading more about that, Esther has published some fantastic papers just critiquing the over focus on the learner that he sees as kind of taking over educational writing in the last few years, and thinking again about the role of teaching and the teacher. So that's Biesta. If you Google him, you'll find a whole lot of work about learnification, which is just fascinating stuff.
But Bernard is saying that he personally loves having less teacher control and fewer videos in the edcmooc design because it makes the MOOC more accessible, actually, in places with low connectivity. It's interesting that the things we might do to try to kind of make people feel the sense of presence and the sense of the teacher's presence might actually get in the way of some people's learning in quite a fundamental level. It's very interesting. Thanks for that comment, Bernard.
Just to quickly add to that, I think it's interesting in the context of open education, and particularly in MOOCs, or the so-called edcmoocs, this idea that education is being opened up and being made accessible to parts of the world that have been geographically or kind of economically excluded from higher education. So for me, that it raises this interesting question of whether video, with its high bandwidth, the kind of video we're doing now, whether that's an accessible way for people to access the kind of education we're doing.
Yeah. Well, Matthew was saying that having the professors present by video is a plus, because it acts as like a safety blanket. Oh, this is a course, I've seen this before, he says. And that maybe there is something there about the kind of familiarity, and it invokes certain sorts of experiences that people can kind of hook into, but then again, maybe we don't want that.
I think that's an important
No, go on, Christine.
I think that's an important point, and it was raised by the community teaching assistants today, that they're saying that some people are a bit concerned about not knowing what their instructions are, and this might relate to the title instructor, in fact, somebody that gives instructions. And then there is some concern from some people about, well, what am I supposed to be doing this week? Should I be working on an artifact, or do I have to wait till I'm told what to do for this? And the answer to that is no, just go ahead and play about thinking about what a digital artifact might be. We will give you some support with this. We're probably starting in week 4, I think, to think